He goes off the old Na'Vi, New Orglis, and CL to come in and play with this squad. He's done a pretty darn decent job for day one.
Yeah, no, he was one of the strong players on that team too, so not unexpected at all to poach him. It's got to be interesting coming onto this team who's originally was single language but has become very mixed. And Villa, speaking of mix, we're going to be continuing to mix things up on the map. And that's the nice thing, like I said, about a day one that's all cafe, then the next day is all just variety pack at that point.
Yeah, and because one of the bans is just a random one, you can't really expect it, and it forces some sort of extra variability. Now we get 3 different maps, Coastline, Bank, in our last one.
It also means one team might not get the map that they want or be prepared for just because of that extra variability. They can't prep for it as easily.
A lot of teams were saying that about last play day with Cafe, but we have a community vote. Let's see what you guys think about it. And it makes a lot of sense, 67% here for LeStream. It's not too much, but it makes a lot of sense given the fact that this has been a very successful team, even until the Vegas minor recently.
I definitely wouldn't write off mousesports too much. I think they have a lot of unexplored talent in a way, like a lot of just the potential to be unleashed because everyone on the team is a great player. And you've also got, a lot of intel coming from G2 back to the team with Eunice that he's going to bring, a lot of ideas maybe even on how they can improve his team. But they're still kind of new to that, so it's going to take some time. I think they might still be a little weaker at the beginning of the season, but I expect some development from this team, and maybe this will be a showcase of some of it. But in the meantime, LeStream looking very strong. We'll see, though, how the Operator bans come out with another effect. Ying, Operator we actually haven't seen banned in quite some time.
Against Mouse?
Yeah.
Huh.
Well,
curious. Not
going to be played here. Definitely something that has to be a counter ban, like a specific counter ban. Maverick being banned on this map is not too unusual. It's a map with a lot of horizontal destruction, not a lot of hatch kind of stuff. So he is very useful in terms of cutting holes in that to be able to make it so it's difficult to deal with, especially if Kaids and play or something else to deny, well, especially with the impact tricking.
Oh, Clash removed my mouse. So Valkyrie, Maestro, Echo, and Mirror are always those big operators left at the end.
That means there's going to be 3 of those available. That's pretty strong.
Yeah. And I assume we'll see an Echo band here.
I don't know. It seems like that's fallen off all of a sudden. Maybe it'll be Maestro. Let's see. And
Echo.
Okay, there we go.
Just hire me as an analyst.
I was hoping because it's just the Echo play last match was such a game changer.
Yes.
Maestro, though, always very strong, so not a surprise to see. Maybe just both teams wanting to use him, but some interesting specific picks there. The Ying and the Clash are definitely counterbanned specifically. You don't just ban those just because, unless maybe you've dealt with a lot of struggle with that, but overall, usually those are very specific against the other team. We'll see the Jackal come out from Shate here, potentially. Gonfi, though, take a long time to decide. No, the Monty. I think that might just be a trick. They're going to probably switch to the Jackal from the 6th pick. Usually that's the case with that, but Mira is going to be available along with the Maestro, and there's the 6th pick over to the Jackal. Hire me as an analyst. So we'll see how this works out, though. Aviator Games in vogue at the moment. Corey actually going to sneak over from Bandit to Mute. You might be able to get a bit more walls and maybe some drone denial as well. So there's some utility in doing that. So, for example, the gun vault wall, if you go to mute jam that, you're also mute jamming the drone hole on it, the one that Alpha was reinforcing right there. So that's pretty useful. But you can also get that plus the wall that Hicks is reinforcing, plus both the walls that lead into the study that you need. Because you get those 4 mute jammers, they can do 2 walls each. That's pretty effective overall versus the Bandit that can only get 4 walls in total. So in that case, he'd be getting, 7 walls plus stopping a drone hole. So I can understand the reason for the 6th pick there being pretty useful. Meantime, though, a drone loss from Bootsy there. Just trying to get a little greedy, trying to see down towards 90. Some of the mirror windows coming out. Now this is going to make it a little more difficult to deal with, of course. You do need to be able to get some kind of progress in study to be able to make some action happen here. We'll see if they can make some progress, though, with the IQ to get some idea where some of those goo mines might be, where some of those mute jammers are laying. They don't have a Thatcher or anything to take them out, but they do have the Twitch drone, so they could actually sneak those around, take out. But the question is, ooh.
But all these angles opened up on the stream.
And going underneath is something I was thinking about. Why doesn't that happen more often? Well, this is because they expect it.
I mean, this used to happen a lot more often where the attackers just come in and just have nobody facing off against them. But Rise is actually downstairs as well to utilize. He's got Corey as well to support him. This is a different way of playing Villa we haven't really seen in the past. Corey will find another one and shuts down Rise. well, shutting down Rise, but also both Shate and Jonas taken away. Sleben low HP. LeStream with 4 players left on maximum health.
That's the smokes down as well. I mean, there's a lot on Gomfi here to take out both Evil Eyes and Mirror Windows to pop them, and so I don't know if he can pull it off. Oh, Corey.
Oh, great play from Gomfi here, but he takes so much damage in that assault.
Him and Sleben, too, the high frag operators at the lowest health. Boonsy's going to have to frag out to try and keep the team alive.
And that's not something that usually happens. And even with the Evil Eye, it's going to be more than enough to shut down the 2 players.
You could kill them both with just a single Evil Eye. That is, Goo Mines, too, and not to mention, those are in play as well. So just trying to push in. Oh, some of the Mirror Windows do get popped at least, but this is at least a minute and a half left for mousesports. Very aggressive roam by LeStream, doing a great job in shutting down a lot of this push early.
Hicks just watching behind the 1 mirror window that's left. These are all half reinforced walls, so they allow any player playing behind the mirror window to kind of pop out, get some pop shots, and then walk on back. The second one has been eliminated. Well done by Sleben. There's still a lot of time for the attackers to run through. They don't have, and they have still a hard breach to play with, so Boonsy's still in. They just have to decide where to go. And Goo Mines are actually a thing to worry about in this case, because only a couple of those will be enough to shut down the players.
Aces is still alive. I gotta imagine all 8 are gonna get thrown out.
Yeah, he's got none of them. Now he finally gets an extra 1, so he already laid out the majority of them. Hicks, what a beautiful peek on a Boonsy, taking away the Heart Breacher, but way before the Haban is able to open more than just 1 bit of the wall.
Watch Aces win this, or the Evil Eyes. No, Gomfi.
Gomfi will find one. That's one thing here for the attacking side. Is LeSports. They're left to just 1 player. Sleben's low on HP. He's all on his own. There's no Goo Mines near him, at least not yet. The Evil Eye is being prepared here by Hicks. They're trying to gauge the situation, but Hicks is going to hear his opponent coming around from the back, and Sleben taken away. Aces and LeStream just play this so wonderfully with their split defense up and down. They have defenders downstairs, something a lot of teams do, but they usually don't have any holes that are opened up to support them from above. Yeah. So, hey, just baby steps here and there, and you start to realize the full potential of the site.
In my opinion, that's LeStream knowing how Mouse want to play it. They know Mouse are going to push very heavy from underneath rather than a heavy study push. Completely play into that. Have people downstairs, like you said, have the holes to be able to shoot down anything. Is Shate going to go for the 6th pick again? To the Jackal? But either way, that was definitely the way to play it against Mouse, especially winning the gunfights, of course. If they had lost them, that wouldn't have done them a lot of good. They would have lost 2 players and not done a whole lot of good and had holes that could actually work against them. But they did it. They pulled it off. Corey going to sneak from the Alibi to the Pulse as well. So, you know, I feel like at first everyone was really like the 6 picks are useless or they're distracting or a waste of time. But I think over time, they're really starting to be integrated in the game. I wouldn't say they're integral, but they're definitely being integrated. They're definitely becoming a part of the game that people are starting to use strategically. But also the reveal phase is interesting in that it now evens things out a little bit, because before the attackers would know pretty much most of the defenders, whereas the defenders would have no idea which attackers were to go in there, because unfortunately the drones themselves don't have little flags flying on them saying which operator they belong to outside of the shock drone. And so because of that, it was a bit of disadvantage for the defenders in terms of knowing what they're up against. Now with the reveal phase, you know that at least 4 of the 5 people are going to be the same, which means you can set your setup a little bit differently. You can start to strategize a little bit. You can think about what the attack might be. Same for the attackers, and I think it adds a bit more in-depth strategy and reactivity to the game. So, anyways, it's not like I put it in and I'm trying to sell it or something, but I do think it's nice to see it being used. Otherwise, I would hate that we're wasting like 30 seconds around or whatever, you know, looking at that. It's not really that long, but
no, it's just enough.
Nice Evil Eye there on 90 as well, of course, where it's well placed to watch the whole entire thing. But Juna's going to try and go around from below again, but this time he's going to have the sensor. And this is actually good because he could catch Pulse. If Corey's going to be playing downstairs on that Pulse, he could see that heartbeat sensor out and catch him and potentially even get a kill from him. He's got Gomfi supporting him as well. Jackal obviously found someone also. There you see that ping all the way down in the basement. Someone playing down there, and it's not a Caveira. Rise, already has taken a bit of damage on this Jackal. They're all going hunting here. It's hunting season, and I gotta imagine this is poor Rise. He's about to get into some serious fights from serious angles. And it's Corey actually to go down. The heartbeat sensor, not gonna find any heart beating in his chest anymore. Just a whole lot of bullets.
That has to hurt, but at least the refrag from Aces taking down Shate. The Jackal eliminated, so no more tracking, and this allows the Legion of Aces to keep on moving. Alfama is watching the doorway here, but the Mira is actually being used to some big play from this team. They have a deployable shield as well that they can run. And you see that there's no full reinforcement on the usual bedroom wall.
It's definitely a gamble, and it could be down to just they ran out of reinforcements with what they need to do with it. Ryzen, a dangerous game here, though, playing in the master bedroom. He does have a little support from Alfama, but this is... he's going to back off of it. Thankfully, Hicks as well trying to use some of these mirror windows and a deployable shield to play his angles, but now it's down to Mouse just hunting down everyone, making sure they have an idea what it's going to be like upstairs, because low health on both Eunice and Gomfi from their little hunt down in the basement. But they can pull this off this time. Now, I can imagine this Goo Mine's still going to be a factor, but it doesn't matter because Ace has got that gun and loses half his health fighting it, but he's going to deny a little bit of time. And of course, the site is not able this time. It's Trophy with Slevin taking down Hicks and trade onto Slevin.
Very quickly here from Alfama as he puts himself inside of the bedroom. Not some position where you'd expect a roaming Mira at this point in time, but definitely working out for LeStream. It's a 3v3 as he heard a mirror window being popped, and Jonas is just not expecting anyone. Who would expect the Mira in this position here? And it pre-fires for the second, but not fast enough to take down Boonsy. He just has to throw some bullets down into the site. Alfama will drop on down, a play from below so we can rotate in. There's a spot on one player trying to rotate up. That's the Twitch. This actually might net Alfama a free kill. I'm not sure if Gomfi even knows that he's around here. You see Alfama creeping in. 12 seconds left. Zagumine's being thrown in the back. Raj just holding off the cross angle. There's a lot of holes here opened up. The Habana spotted, taken away, and aces for the last one on Gomfi. Wonderfully done by LeStream as this flexible, just open way of defending is just wonderful to see from the Frenchies.
And I gotta imagine that's down to good communication as well. When you have a lot of open defense, you need to communicate well on the positioning so you don't end up getting flanked. But also the defense of the master bedroom actually working out pretty well. It was kind of a long game, just like the one downstairs. But a lot of credit to Mouse for actually going on that hunt downstairs and actually succeeding on it. But it took them 3 men to do it, and they took a bit of damage in the process. But hey, that's Corey. You want to take him out, and you want to leave him buried in that basement as soon as you can so you can actually go focused on the top floor. It didn't help getting traded on the Jackal, but that wasn't a huge deal. It was just down to that open defense you sit upstairs. They couldn't seem to crack it. They didn't do a good enough job droning, and without the Jackal to get the extra information on people that weren't getting droned out, like, I don't know, the Mira hiding in the bedroom, they just were getting caught off guard. You even had the one player just sitting, I believe it was Boonsy, sitting on drone outside the window while his teammate died, and he continued to sit on drone. And then just eventually tried to peek it and then almost lost his head in the process. Just a little bit of sloppiness by Mouse and not a great follow-up to their early hunt downstairs. We'll see if they continue to do the same thing because, of course, this has direct access to downstairs from the kitchen here. So this is even better one for Corey to play downstairs if he decides to do so. Now, it's not necessarily a great pulse position. He could play from above as well. We'll see how they're going to play it. There is Evil Eyes in play. Of course, Shate going to be playing on the Jackal again. Looks like we could see some potential roam, but for now this is just a camera setup. But the fact that they want to see what's going on outside, to me, suggests they could use some of the windows for some potential jump outs, or at least try and get an idea where they need to shift their defenses to in terms of approach. But you don't usually commit a camera to outside like that unless you might actually need it in some way. So that suggests some element of that defense they want to use. Also, a camera upstairs here to get some idea how they can play it, because people can try and come from above there. So we'll see how they rotate around for this kitchen attack.
It's starting to get pretty tough here for Mouse because, I mean, even looking at Monday, when Mouse start to lose in ways that they can't really figure out in the allotted time, it really spirals out of control. Yeah. Like a butterfly effect.
It really is, and it just seems like maybe they lack confidence as a team to an extent as well, in terms of like having confidence that they can clutch things out, that their players, that you don't need certain operators that they can make things work. Oh, he doesn't necessarily know about the other camera, I don't think, unless he shot it earlier. That was the black eye that was set up just a moment ago. But Slevin, meantime, at least trying to help control the top floor. They also got the Jackal track here. Trying to get some idea what they can do to pin people down, but looks like LeStream just hiding from all of the positions above. So all this destruction on the floors not helping a ton. And they didn't bring a Sledge or a Buck. Surprisingly, I don't think we've seen Buck once today, despite this already being the third match. And he's such a popular operator. We've seen more Sledge than Buck.
Gee, that's a very good point. And that's not where you're supposed to...
That might have been a misclick. Oh, it's lost now.
Oh, he'll still find a kill off of it. Bootsy, what are you doing? Alfama just peeks on out and finds an easy kill on the Habana. But at least the redemption for mousesports is they have the hole opened up here from Laundry. If only Alfama knew they could actually find a second kill here. An extra hole has been opened up. Last time we saw Alfama in this position here on Villa is playing with the Mira against G2, close to clutching. And he actually finds a second one on Jonas. Playing from the top, and another one on a goal feed.
This is what I was
Alfama!
talking about with Valkyrie.
He's just racking everything up, and as long as Valkyrie is hitting headshots, it's all going to work perfectly for you. Shate. Last man alive and the diffuser's being watched. Nitrocell here should be able to eliminate him. No, Shate remains alive. Just for now, though.
He doesn't have any more Jackal tracks left either on his Inox, so he's not going to be able to find anyone that way. It looks like he's just going to find them by him getting shot in the feet. A lot of bullets can come out from that Maestro as well to do a lot of pre-firing. Looks like we've also got Aces just waiting for him here. Doesn't matter, Corey, to get the kill. Flawless round from LeStream.
This is why I was talking about Corey and Alfama being two huge breakout players. These are two that you really need to be watching right now in Pro League because they have huge potential. You know, we talk about the entirety of Navi's squad, but these are two that really have still more to offer whilst also having a tiny bit of Pro League experience compared to all of their peers. But you already see the work that Alfama is doing there. And
Hashtag KS was the problem.
yeah, of course. Is there a discussion around that at this point?
Is Corey really going to stick it, though? Is he going to do it? Yep, I guess so, because Hicks is taking the 6th pick. All right.
Oh, boy.
Shate going to have a challenge here.
Aviator game room.
All right. Let's see how that gets played now. Corey, of course, has been the deep roam time and time again here, even as Pulse. So they're going to go hunting for him, but now he has a counter to it. But, of course, they know that's a possibility. They got to imagine he's probably 6th picked off it, but chances are a drone may catch him, or they might find out just through process of elimination that he's still playing on it. Alfama and Aces, you see there with 5 each. And then below that, it's just a repeat of what Mouse has. So that's not looking great for Mouse. Already a 3-0 situation. Now, this is Mouse who got 7-1 on Playday 1 on Wednesday by G2. So they are so far not in the greatest position to stick around in Pro League. And this is a team that had been relegated down to Challenger League, found their way back up, and is still struggling since then. However, at least they managed to make it into this season. But I don't know, man. Getting poached your players and switching things up seems like
I wouldn't use the word poach.
Well, it's true. They're not animals. Some of them.
It's the end of the season.
Traded, drafted.
Trades, yes, drafts will happen.
Poached. Manipulated.
No.
It's the devil tricking them. Nice angle there from Hicks, though. It's always funny to see the Deagle become like a secondary shotgun when it comes to destruction. The caliber-based destruction. And that didn't, for those of you who haven't played this, haven't been playing this long, that didn't exist till that, but a lot of shots coming out there. Aces taking a few, and the drone ahead of it as well, going to signal that there's more to come.
Oh, wow. Utility being thrown in their face, and that's Aces actually with the double impacts, throwing them up into his assailants, staying alive for as long as possible, and that's Corey just sticking around and waiting. Nitrocell is going to get thrown up here by Hicks, but will not be detonated.
No, he's not great at hitting those right now.
Camera's at least eliminated, so walk in to 90 and some control.
Yeah, this is decent, getting back control from 90 here. Whoa, careful there, bud. Again, it seems like they just don't have the coordination down as well yet as a team. I mean, I know that wasn't necessarily totally indicative. Oh, some shots coming out there. Jackal track as well on him. So, I mean, Mouse is doing okay here. Sleben a little bit worse for wear, but a minute and a half in, and they've got some map control, but Aces didn't get finished off. They've got really just mostly map progress, and they're pretty stacked up on one side. We don't see a push from the Study as well. Nothing to do because the Mira's in play. Study plays seem to be kind of just not an option. And no real Thermite or anything. They're just going to have to go with Habanas. But the sneaking around from both Corey and Rise, Eunice very close to losing his life here.
Yeah, Rise trying to peek around the corner here, very slow on the walk-in. His opponents know that he's here. And one drone will be taken away. That's Sleben busy. Take down Aces, low on HP. Corey walking back in. Oh, that's a long range here to be using Illusion. Still a 2-shot there. Rise will connect to Shate. So pre-placed and works out pretty darn well. Kavera waiting around to walk in, but nobody moving into her lines of sight just yet. There's Yuna still holding off. But the big walkway, and he'll actually get the kill. Oh, Gonfi's all on his own. Corey will still get the kill, and that's really what matters in that situation. Rise with the second one onto Slubin. Alfama with one more, just playing behind that indestructible bar, and Alfama with another one. He peeks around to Jonas in the hallway. mousesports completely shut down. And LeStream really proving their worth here.
For the third match in a row, we're seeing defenders just kind of make the site their home. Make everything just, hey, we're comfortable going wherever we want. And you're going to do very little to stop it. The one time they really stopped anything was when 3 people hunted Corey. It's just, time and time again, we're seeing defenders just freely able to roam around. And I think some of that's due to just good intel. Some of that's due to just not a ton of great operators shutting down much. Jackal isn't really doing a ton to really stop this.
Now, one thing to highlight is that this is Villa. This is the most defender-sided map in all of Pro League.
I always hate saying that because I feel like that can shift on a dime sometimes.
Yes, but statistically speaking, numbers at this point.
Numbers.
Statistically speaking, this is the most defender-sided map, around 60% of the time.
Well, sarcastically speaking, I don't care. It could happen here where the attack could really come back.
All right,
never know.
Dad.
We'll see when it switches sides if LeStream... Because, so what I'm saying is if it switches sides and LeStream just dominates on attack too, then it's like, what does it matter what sided it is? It's just LeStream playing really good. You know what I mean? And the reason I don't like the sidedness argument is the operator bans. The operator bans can completely change that. I mean, I agree statistics are great for getting a baseline.
Yes.
But I feel like maybe we just lean on saying defender-sided or whatever too much, and it starts to become an excuse.
Okay, well, LeStream's going to win the whole thing 7-0.
I'm not going to disagree with you at this point.
Oh, wow, okay.
For once, we agree.
Biased caster.
I disagree with that part. I don't know. I mean, just Mouse is not really showing anything that says to me they have potential. But the side switch could be a big factor. However, at this point, Mouse might only get one side, or one round on defense. So we'll see how defender-sided it is. Mirror window even on the master bedroom here to defend this. It's definitely going to make things tricky to try and attack this. They are going from below again. These below attacks, while are awesome in theory, they're not really doing a ton for Mouse. They're just seeming to kind of leave them in a situation where they're getting actually shot down. Oh, Comfy, so close. Finding him there just did not work out. That's going to put some pressure on him. So far, though, none of the defenders actually rotating around to put pressure on them. Let's see if it's hard to tell, but I don't think anyone's down in the basement. I don't think Corey's on some far long roam again. But this is a little bit of a slow attack here where they're just trying to get some angles, some map control, and a lot of droning going on. So far, though, it is a little bit of Slevin takes down the mirror, and that's a C4 dead as well as a high fire rate gun. That's a good initial kill. If they could kill Corey next, they'd be in some good place here to maybe win around.
Alpha just walked into that line of fire. He wasn't even looking towards him. Unfortunate there for the team to lose the player, but still, Bunsi will get another one. Finally onto Rise, and this attack is doing pretty darn well for mousesports. 3 alive with Aces barely hanging on for dear life here on the Bandit. Assault is coming in from multiple angles by mousesports, and that's exactly what they should have been doing earlier on. Comfy, what a headshot. Hicks eliminated. Corey to peek around the window. Oh, the just sitting right there. Aces will find one on Bunsi, but he gets dropped by Shate. And last is Corey on the Legion. That elite skin might be good looking, but Slebin is there to finish him off. And
there we go.
That's really what matters at the end.
Finally. So now you're wrong on both counts. 7-0 and the defender sided. I'm just kidding. That's not really how it works. Defender sided is an auto win.
Are you sure?
That was a great attack, though.
That's how I saw usually being talked about at the subreddit. Like,
that's true, right?
Now everybody's playing Hollow because Pengu said so.
I'm surprised subreddit is orange because it seems pretty black and white most of the time to me.
Woo! Let's go. I like that.
All right, well, Trophy, again, they're going to try one more time. They said, you know what? It was all Falma's fault for running into those shots early. We could do it this time. Just don't run past the windows. Just get some fans to bring the breeze in. Hicks going to 6-pick over there, though they're not going to have the Maestro this time, interestingly enough. He was a bit slow on the draw that last time, lost his fight. So we'll see if the Bandit can do any better trying to deny some of those walls because the Hibana did start to get things open, and I think it was a little bit of a problem for them. So I can kind of understand the switch here. Nothing tricky coming out from Mouse. At this point, they've stopped kind of hiding the Jackal. They just know it's coming. Corey going to be playing that Pulse once again this time, although last time I don't believe he was on the Pulse. He was on the Legion. And now Ace is going to be taking that back over. He says, you know what, give me that back. I'm a little bit better at it than you, Corey, and I guess last round agrees. So we'll see how things shakedown. This time, no Valkyrie to get some extra intel with those black eyes. They're just going to kind of play it with the intel that they have. But I mean, the big risk for LeStream this time is they're playing with a lot less intel. They have the mirror window and the pulse, but they don't have the black eyes or the evil eyes, so it's a lot less eyes here. We'll see if the goo mines, though, help a little bit with that. Deployable shield as well for Alfama. I wonder if he's going to set it up on that hole he's on right now, where he's going to set that up. Because it could be a little late in the round to start setting up stuff like that. He could end up dying early again if he's not careful. And he's got a black mirror as well to set up. Black eyes, black mirrors, evil eyes. I don't think they have a lot of words to use for naming gadgets sometimes.
Yeah, at least they don't call all the operations like Operation Desert something. That's definitely a trend.
Yeah. I think most of them don't take place in the desert, so that could be part of the reason.
That would
certainly make for a pretty boring siege. I guess you know, there's kind of the desert around Fortress. Ooh, nice early kill into Rise though. That's the Rome Jaeger dead. Good shot there. There's Alfama's shield finally set up, and it pays off there. I'm sure he's excited about the new shields coming out later. Corey, though, in the meantime, starting to feel a little pressure on him as the Jackal tracking comes down. They're actually starting to put pressure on him. This is looking like another potentially good round for Mouse, as even Hicks can't win his fight. Everyone on the stream, worse for wear, needing some band-aids at this point, and Mouse not losing a single drop of health as Alfama falls again.
Again, the second person eliminated after the Jaeger here of Rise. And Shate will find one more. He's just going off at this point. Corey will be eliminated. Aces and Hicks. Last two alive. Hicks with a run out will find a huge kill here on the Habana, and that's the diffuser carry. There's already been one mirror window been opened up. Aces will continue to pre-fire as Hicks will find one kill. Eunice will peek around the corner to 3v1 with Shate low on HP and no goo mines left for Aces here. All of them have been thrown around. A lot of time left, but it's going to be more than enough to go and ferry the diffuser back on down. Jonas will find Aces, and the end of the first half will continue to fall in the hands of LeStream 4-2. And it took a while for mousesports to figure out the way that LeStream were kind of roaming around, and maybe that's something that'll come back to bite them in this second half. Interesting thought of the half, I guess, Devin. Why no Lion?
You know, some teams, some of them probably are just like, I don't want to run it, and some of them are like, you know what, we have other better strats, because a lot of them probably plan for the possibility of Lion being banned anyways. And sometimes it's like that gentleman's agreement game of chicken, right? Like the first person to bring it's like, oh, fine, I'll bring it then. You know, that's kind of the ranked rule, right? If the other team brings Lion, then you'll bring it. It reminds me of Blackbeard, too, kind of the same thing, where you see so little Blackbeard despite how abusable he can be. It's just a case where there's a lot of other more strategic choices. Gomfi teasing, though, the Caveira, but switching off of it. We'll see how their defensive round goes. LeStream bringing the first buck. Bucking the trend, finally. And Nomad as well here. Should go well with that combo. They will have at least the 2 grenades to work with, along with the Zophia's lifelines. We are going to see the intel game come out, though, for Mouse with the 2 kinds of eyes, along, of course, with the Legion mines. Legion still best operator in the game. Played so much. Useful on any site, any map. Just a matter whether or not you have to play someone else instead of him. If you don't, bring Legion. So glad he finally got an elite. The man deserves one.
Definitely so. One day Maestro will get one.
Yeah, one day. I gotta imagine he will at some point. I don't know how they decide when to do them, how they do them. Maybe they just do a bunch and then release the ones they like first, you know? We'll see how it goes down, though, as Mouse is at a huge disadvantage, but they did seem like they finally caught their stride, but now they have to switch sides, so will they be able to keep that? I've seen Mouse play some aggressive roams in the past that could work out for them here, depending on how aggressive on the hunt we see from the stream, but they do have the Jackal, something that can help with that. Not to mention, the Nomad as well is actually a good counter roam in terms of even early in the round, if you place in positions where you have map control, similar to what we were talking about earlier with Gridlock, where you can kind of lock down an area rather than just using it for diffuse, retake, denial. You can still use it early on and say, this is my part of the map, you're not retaking it.
Oh,
and
what a shot. Slubbin, very well done, all the way down from the living room. He peeks around and he finds the kill, taking out the buck early on. Again, something you were talking about quite considerably, Devin.
Yeah, I don't think he got to use his grenades either.
Nope, that's nothing. Barely a couple of his shots were used.
Sad story.
Slubbin using an impact here to delay his opponents. His Aces will try to deal with him, but someone snaking around the living room. We find another kill there. Slubbin, very well done. One kill, though, from Rise and Agomfi. Eliminates the Valkyrie, and Rise, oh no, he fails the shot against Slubbin. Slubbin walks away.
Triple kill.
3 kills.
What a man. See what I mean about Legion? He's still low on health. He's still probably going to slay them all. He might even just be ace. Well, that's plant denial there. Possibly. Nope. I guess it's in Alfama's hands, but Shate goes down.
The site is now completely given away. This team have control of the site. They just need to ferry down that diffuser. Flashbang has been thrown in, and Alfama should be able to plant it down. There you go. He's on his own. He can plant it behind the bar with nobody to worry about. No air jabs left for Aces as he has them all out. And Slebin has to worry about the plant and about the site itself as all of his teammates were kind of shot down for free by the Habana. This was so weird. Mouse were trying to play the same style as this team, very flexible, but it just ended up with having Slebin on his own.
It worked up till the point where they just completely lost control of sight and weren't ready to take it back. Some of that's due to they might not have had any kind of intel to be able to spot that. They might not have had a black eye in a position where, for example, they could...
Why was Yuna setting down a bandit charge at that point?
He was bored. Needed to charge his phone. You know, you see how much they use their phone in this game? It's gonna,
not just in the
kill
game.
On the battery.
Not just the game. I mean, Ash is on her phone the whole day.
It's true. Well, we'll see how it goes down for what could be one of the last few rounds here for Mouse. See how defender-sided it continues to be here.
Who knows?
Who knows? Who knows? Not in this anymore. It's funny, too, because Uno was on both these teams.
Yeah? So that's actually very true.
They're both like, I hate you, Uno. The revenge tour.
No one can hate Uno.
That's true.
Uno's too precious for this world.
He probably hates himself just to do it for us.
No. Uno is like... He will turn into Keanu Reeves in 20 years.
Yeah.
Or you will in like 5.
I'm probably close to it.
Yeah, Keanu's like 50-ish at this point.
I'm getting there.
We're all getting there. Don't worry, buddy.
Yeah. Well, there are some black eyes set up at least to be able to roam around here. We'll see if that works out for Gomfi, because he's going to try and use them to, I imagine, help himself roam. But it's ironic that, of course, the main roamer from LeStream, Corey, is going to be the one to be the roam hunter. The Hicks, though, has already taken a bit of damage. This is, again, Mouse, some early advantage in terms of damage coming out on LeStream. I'm running the same setup as last time, operator-wise. Well, both teams really are, other than the Maestro. Oh, no, the Maestro's going to play. What am I saying? There we go, though. Corey going down early. Oh, but quickly traded off on the Gomfi, which is pretty similar to last round.
Ace is walking on in here. The RX 200. You're trading off that extra, well, double the magazine capacity for a ton more damage. Personally, I'm more of an ARX fan, just because of that extra damage. I know I don't have the best aim, but when I actually hit shots.
Yeah, I know. You have all these ARX t-shirts and hats and stuff. It's kind of weird. Your little Trapper Keeper with ARX on it. It's embarrassing. You don't even get paid for plugging it.
Hey, man, I wish. But Ace is along the rappel here, just watching 90. Hasn't been able to find anyone just yet. He's got drones everywhere to give him info as he comes back in. He has to worry about his laser sight, though, showing off his position if someone were to spot it. But
it's a threat.
For sure, it's still, the map is so red that the sight can just disappear in it.
That scream, it's almost as good as Castles.
Well, he's going to get shot because of it, so maybe next time don't do that. Alfama, again, will just walk in and find a free kill.
It's like the fragging Habana here.
Diffuser's at least on the outside, so easily recoverable here for this team. 2 players eliminated off of each one of these 2, and there's a minute 5 left on the clock. And, of course, the Heart Breach of the Habana alongside the IQ and the Nomad. Should be enough to deal with the utility on the opposite end, but you're going to need info and fast, and mousesports have the potential to go for a last-second roam here and drop down to the bottom floor.
Yeah, 3v3, and it surprises me that Aces always uses all of his air jabs early, doesn't really save them for the plant or to be able to deny kind of retake. So I'm not sure his air jabs are really getting a lot of mileage. Oh, that's unfortunate there. At least he didn't go flying like Super does. Earning the Super in his Superman name. Well, they've got Gun Vault open now, so that's a lot of pressure on the site on the second attempt here of Aviator. But unfortunately, he can't crawl. Can he get in there?
No, I think it's in there. Maybe it's
it's slightly too
half
high.
An inch. Yeah, half an inch too high.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Well, he can look in there and admire the guns.
Well, another kill and a refrag directly from the smoke. Alfama will have to walk in from the back. He'll find one kill. It's a double kill for him. Diffuser set in default plant here, so this should be a huge advantage for this team. No, the beautiful C4 being thrown out by the Bandit. 1 second left and a shot come in from Jonas. He'll save the day, and finally, Jonas, where have you been, my man? He shows up in flying colors.
He was probably putting down another battery. He was just waiting. Guys, I'll be in sight moving batteries around. Should just work for Tesla at this point.
The Elon Musk of Siege.
Right? That's what his elite skin should have been. Just him as Elon Musk. That would have been...
Sponsored by Tesla.
Right? That would have been stellar. Well, Trophy, finally they're going to try it. Now, that wasn't actually the best site for LeStream. We'll see if it's a better site for Mouse. Oh, the Dokkaebi here. He's going to come calling. Ace is a pretty good Dokkaebi player. I'm not surprised to see that come out. We'll see. Not too many other changes, though. Otherwise, from Mouse, playing the same operators on just a different site for the most part. Interesting part for me is Mouse isn't taking advantage of the fact that there's Mira. LeStream did plenty, but Mouse is like, nah, we expected it to be banned, so whatever. And maybe that's not great because, you know, they're still behind. They've only won one of their 2 defensive rounds. And that was due to Eunice just taking a battery vacation. Waiting for it. No, I'm just kidding. That was fantastic play. He hit the C4 right on the default spot.
Yep.
That spot is fantastic. If no one has C4 left or smoke, it's a great spot to plant because you've got that big door protecting you. But if they have C4 or smoke, they're like, hello. It reminds me of the spot on hookah, the default spot in billiards that everyone plants at because it's just like the spot. It's like you call it default, but it's almost the only spot people plant at. And we'll see how the setup goes. Again, similar from Gomfy, where he's setting everything up there. Oh, he's going to put one up in the smoke vent there, just in case he wants to watch people cook. Do a little cooking stream for you.
I want those. I miss having cookie streams. They're all super fun. Can we ever like get Panari here to the studio and like have a cooking stream?
He's from this team before, though.
Yep.
He taught Gomfy well.
Maybe one day we'll hear Gomfy singing. Definitely part of the classes, I guess. Corey, though, coming in here to Laundry. He'll open up the doorway, but there's nobody there to be found. Remember, the team still have to take control of the map in general before they get to this site on the top floor in Statua.
You know what they say? No news is good news. Find a room that's empty. That's yours now.
Yeah, I mean,
Finders keepers.
Where your opponents are not, you know where they are. Kind of helps you to...
Sounds so zen. Where your opponents are. Is it from Sun Tzu? Where your opponents
The Art of
are not,
Siege.
they are.
I've been just playing and watching too many things that have to do with China recently. It's always been a fun time. But Gomfy will find kill on aces. But he's so barely alive at this point.
That's important for the roamer, though. For him to stay alive longer now, because he's not going to get phone called now. And they don't have a mute or anything to deny those phone calls. Now, mute's actually much stronger at denying the phone calls, which is nice. Also, they auto hang up, so they're not as strong as they used to be. But that being down is good. Not to mention other utility and a decent gun. So good start. They need to take out Corey on that buck as well. Oh, Alfie, of course, can't get. He'll rise, though. Here comes the frag.
That's one. Jonas, again, busy with the batteries. Rise will turn around. He won't find anybody here, but he's going to get spotted by Boonsy and taken away. But this allows at least a bit of a hole to be opened up. And Hicks has already taken an extra angle in the same position where his teammate was on the floor. The Maestro of Shate will find Hicks and take him away. A 4v2. Big advantage now for mousesports, even with Gomfy being so low on HP. Corey prepping a grenade to be launched all the way down. Oh, if this can be set perfect. Oh, it's Slepen! Superpower player or not, that's a pretty darn good bit of play.
Power Ghost now.
Oh, going to take a bit of extra damage from the Yokai. No, from the X-Kairos there. As Alfama will turn it into 2v2. Gomfy, remember, is still very low. We'll keep highlighting that until this round is done. Corey will have to walk on in, but there's so much time left, and Alfama is here to support. Gomfy unsure of where his opponents are. When C4 will be shot, and it will not land. As Corey will come off location. Shate will find the kill on Alfama, and he rotates all the way back. Not sure if he knows if Corey coming around from behind him. He go for the plant. Shate knows where his opponent is. The pre-peek to find one kill. He's behind. He's close to be shot. Bit of utility here. He puts his diffuser down on the floor. Curry turns around. And he actually puts himself back into the hallway. This is a huge game of cat and mouse. He hears his opponents walking around. Gomfy low on HP. Remember, one bullet is all that they need. The Maestro Evil Eye will give Comfy information. So now Corey will have to walk around for it. He'll pre-fire around the angle and find it. Corey will clutch the round. Comfy to go down. The Valkyrie eliminated, and the Buck to clutch out the round. Even though the information was set there, the Valkyrie walked right into the trap. And you see the Evil Eye right around the corner here. Well done.
That is now point at least denied to mousesports, who needed it. LeStream coming out ahead here. And I got to say, I'm seeing some great play from Mouse all of a sudden, but at the same time, I can't see them making it all the way back up to 6 before LeStream can get another point. Just not looking great. Trophy, they're going to try again here because they can't go back to Aviator. They need a good third bomb site that they can feel like, oh, we can throw them off. I mean, if they had this amazing, unpredictable library defense or something like that, would be really cool. But Lion, you called, and he answered. There he is, 6th picked from Hicks. And finally, a mirror coming out from actually one of the old school Strong Mirror players, Shate.
Yep. The man that basically won so many rounds for Penta back in the day in Invitational, but ever since then, we haven't really seen him perform at the same level, especially not on land, though.
Yep. We'll see if he can continue to perform well because, well, it's do or die in this round for them. The Lion is LeStream trying to seal the deal, I think, at this point. The Dokumi didn't really do much for him, dying early before I could make any phone calls, I think, last round. But now with 3 1Ds, we might see it used early, but I feel like most people are using it much later in the rounds for the execute. So we'll see if Hicks can stay alive long enough to pull that off. Some good defense. Intel-wise getting set up here with the cameras. They do not have the Maestro, though, to be able to set up those Evil Eyes this time. Comfy, I hope you realize we're showing that same camera position over and over. I don't think that camera is going to last in the future. You're going to have to change things up next match.
No, that's for sure. Huh. Well, Jonas, 2 shockwires have already been deployed. He's got the Nitro Cell, and he's looking for a similar clutch to what we saw him do previous, but that was happening without the effect of the Lion on the round. And LeStream very wisely understanding what's going on. They bring the one operator that can really help them in this situation. Corey will find 1 kill on Sleben as Comfy continues to fire down. He even has support of Jonas. But the Buck, Corey just runs away. And he's somehow still alive. He does back on in. And Aces on the opposite angle will find the kill this time. Jonas still alive and will keep running away at this point, realizing that the fight is all but lost. mousesports now down 2 players. At least have to be happy with the fact that they did so much damage to Corey and Aces.
Yeah, take down Corey would be pretty important. You saw he was clutch for last round. Looks like Corey might have gotten downed, so he's going to get picked back up for the reset for 20 HP, so that'll help a little bit. Not a ton. I got to give credit to Eunice, who the Lion comes out and he goes, you know what they're going to do? They're probably going to push me, so I'm going to push them, despite being tracked, and actually got away with it with the pre-fire, scaring them off. So
that's what Eunice does historically speaking. If you look back at his time with Penta/G2, that's how he used and will continue to play.
Yeah, he's a strong bandit player too, so unfortunately, it might not matter much here as this round's still going the way of LeStream.
Oh, Corey! Stop! Get EU nade. What is this? This is only an NA thing. You're not supposed to do this.
Yeah, Canadian isn't here.
Oh my.
Wow,
Corey just...
You know, he's like, I've been the star of the show too much. I need to let the rest of my team shine for this final round.
Can we get some Fs in chat for Corey? Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
As long as F isn't the key to throw grenades on your keyboard.
Might have looked like it in that spot.
Yeah, he went to press F and just...
Stuns all the way in. Aces will continue to flash. There's more fire being done. Rice will find 1 kill on Jonas with Boonsy to refrag very quickly there with a shotgun on Hicks. 1 more kill for him. Shate with a refrag again onto Rise. Turns into a 2v2 and very equal in terms of HP as well. Shotgun's going to be devastating up close and personal. Again, as you mentioned before, Devin, air jabs from Aces are always used very early on. Alphama using the same sort of playstyle as he did before. He walks on and he finds 2 kills! Alphama, what an excellent play from one of the most up-and-coming players in Europe, saving the round for LeStream. Corey knows, you know what, if I don't clutch it, Alphama will. GG, well played, and that's the final victory. LeStream beating out their opponents at mousesports 7-3.
Definitely one of the top Habana fraggers, I gotta say. So maybe Boonsy could take a class with him or something.
Alphama can teach many people. 14 frags on the board.
And that's with Aces taking 10.
Yeah. And Corey with 7 and Rise with 8.
Corey
so a lot of
Corey should
frags.
get 8. He got a good kill with that last grenade. We'll give him both. That was a stellar kill.
It matters because they won the round. Because you know
That's what I'm saying.
The most important thing is the impact frag, ladies and gentlemen.
That was the impact frag. That defined it right there.
That confused Mouse so much. They're like, you know what? Oh, we got it.
They
We're
threw
gonna
him
win
off,
this
yeah.
one.
Overconfidence. It was the ultimate bait. But good, Corey. Hopefully get to interview Corey too.
Actually, I don't know who we're going to interview in this one.
Yeah.
Last time we had Capel, so I'm not sure if he's going to be back or we're going to have Uno's beautiful face. He's not going to be here anymore, obviously.
I prefer when we get
Around.
the players too, not just the coaches.
No,
We should spread it around a little.
I don't know if we want to see Capel every single time. Sorry, Olivia. I mean, they have Robs as well as their coach, right?
Yeah.
The second coach, or analyst.
See him doing it.
Yeah, maybe.
Why don't we just see like the people that run the orgs and just random fans? I don't know. Just talk to people on the street.
Do we have any French fans that would like to come up
Let's
with
just
us?
go outside and ask some people. You know, hey, you know Rainbow Six? What do you think of the stream? What do you think of that match that just happened you didn't see? That'd be genius.
We just shame them for not having watched the.
Yeah, what were you thinking? It would be like one of those, late night show man on the street things.
You're wasting your day. You're not even watching Pro League in
Right.
the evening. Say that to all your friends and even your grandmother.
Yeah.
Our interview is ready. Let's have a quick chat with whoever's on the second line. Bonsoir, Laurent. How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Congratulations on your victory. I see that there's people playing behind you, at least watching the stream. So first of all, thank you for watching the stream. A lot of other people should also be learning that, so make sure you tell your friends. But how many of you are actually playing in the gaming house right now?
We're all there. Everyone's there. Only one who's not there is Rubs.
Surprised Maurice is here. Hello.
He's right there. But they're on my left.
It's odd because he's usually the one that can't really make it, right? Because of uni. There you go. Here's beautiful aces. So, with that said, Capel, there's been a lot of conversation between a lot of fans trying to understand what's the difference between playing as a whole team together on LAN versus online, and then how it is playing together in the same team house versus playing each person on their own. And I think this is the perfect moment to bring up the subject. So please, let us know from your perspective.
Well, I think it's... Like, the first thing is, I think it's something very personal to each team. Like, if your team is able to live together and cohabitate together, it's going to be fine. If you have big personalities that don't really manage to behave themselves together in IRL, like, it's more difficult. I always like bootcamp because, well, first of all, you get to spend some time with your teammates, like, to strengthen the bond between the team, like, inside the game as well as outside the game. And there's also a big advantage that when you play in a bootcamp situation, you can actually directly see what your team is doing on the left, on the right, or, well, behind you this time too. But, like, I think bootcamp is always the best solution because it makes you able to work harder because you're always there. There's no distraction. Like, you can monitor if they're actually going on Twitter or watching something else, and it's really, like, a lot better in my opinion.
Is this a preparation for DreamHack Valencia as well, or for the French nationals? I mean, there's so many tournaments that are happening around you in Paris.
Well, it's mostly because of the French nationals, because the first round was played in the arena.
Yep.
Which is in Paris. So we decided to bootcamp for a few days and play this game here from Paris as well, since you're all there anyway.
Ended up working very well. Now, a strategy that you employ throughout the whole game here on Villa is a lot of soft destruction, not many reinforced walls as we're really looking out for, especially on Aviator Game Room and on Statuary, and also roaming quite a bit. How did this all fit into your game plan? Because it seems like no one could really find where your players were for Mouse.
Well, so on the first round, we realized that they were always going for below to destroy our stuff, use IQ, destroy the Miras and Ash from below. So we figured that the best way to counter them was to just run below, so that they would have to worry about the whole upstairs from out top to bottom, and as well as the people picking them from different angles roaming below. Plus, we had really good drone management in terms of killing them. It took out a lot of the information, which led us to roam pretty freely without too many pressure.
And that sort of drone play is what allowed your players, especially Alphama, to just enter the site and find free kills, or how was it working?
Well, most of the time it's just Alphama. Like, we were in a kind of like a bad spot, with Mouse having the advantage, and Alphama would be just like, "Okay, boys, I'm trying something."
And at that point, you lose the round, but you might as well try something, right?
Well, the thing is that when you don't have the advantage, like you have to try something. You need to get those frags to get the advantage back on your side, right? And today Alpha did that very well. He had nutty shots, and he performed super well today, especially with that and with some very good decision making.
All right, so LeStream again, you're preparing. You lost to Pentasports in the French Nationals. Of course, they're playing with Crunch on there. Not something that you'll be facing off against in Pro League. This season, what's really going to be your biggest change outside of bringing in Corey to maybe make it to LAN again and go beyond the quarters?
Well, the only big change I expect for this season is going from second to first.
That's
Easy.
how it stands.
It is.
I mean, right now, G2 still faced their first loss, so it was their second game. And then you had Empire at least winning by a hair against both Chaos and Vitality. So maybe there's a shot there to see LeStream again.
Penta and Vitality. Penta and Vitality.
Penta and Vitality.
Well, I mean, like, Empire doesn't seem as strong as they used to. I feel more confident last season about them. G2 seems kind of shaky, even though they play super aggressive and it's about punishing them, and Chaos did that very well. And we already beat Chaos, so right now we're in a pretty good spot and we're confident for the rest of the season.
All right, well, we'll see you in the next week as well for your next 2 matches before you head out to DreamHack Valencia and, of course, the French Nationals, which more people should definitely be watching around on Wednesday. But anything you'd like to say to all the LeStream fans out there after your victory, Capel?
As always, thank you very much for the support, and we'll see you next week.
All right, merci, thank you very much, and hope to see you very, very soon, my friend. Bonne nuit, bye-bye.
See ya.